You are currently walking down the aisle of your local garden center, staring at shelves packed with synthetic fertilizers, shiny plastic bottles, and specialized plant foods that cost a small fortune. What if I told you that the ultimate secret to growing the heaviest, juiciest, and most vibrant tomatoes of your life is actually sitting right inside your kitchen trash can, entirely for free? It sounds hard to believe, but a single, overripe, blackened banana that most households throw away contains a powerhouse of nutrients that can completely outperform many expensive, store-bought chemical blends. Almost every home gardener and small farmer makes the mistake of relying on synthetic inputs, thinking that the price tag dictates the results, while their kitchen waste holds the exact biological key to unlocking explosive plant growth. Today, we are going to change how you look at waste forever by uncovering how these discarded fruits can turn your tomato patch into a lush, heavy-yielding paradise. Before we dive deep into this kitchen secret, I want to invite you to become a permanent part of our gardening family by hitting that subscribe button so we can keep sharing these traditional, natural remedies together. While you do that, please drop a comment right below and let me know your location. Whether you are tending a small balcony pot in a bustling city, managing a kitchen garden in a quiet village, or cultivating acres of fields out in the countryside, it is absolutely wonderful that we can all connect, share our love for the soil, and talk with each other from all corners around the world, making this a truly global community of growers. Now, let us talk about that humble, bruised banana, because your grandmother probably knew its value, but somehow, it got forgotten along the way as modern chemical fertilizers took over. When a banana turns completely soft and its yellow skin develops those deep brown or black spots, most families see it as spoiled food, but your tomato plants see it as an absolute feast. Every single everyday household has access to these overripe fruits, and if you do not have any on your kitchen counter, you can often get them for next to nothing from your local market. The beautiful science behind this remedy lies in the rich mineral profile of the fruit itself. Because as a banana ripens, its starches break down into simple sugars, and it becomes a highly concentrated source of plant-available nutrients. Ripe bananas contain an immense amount of potassium, which is the exact macronutrient responsible for helping tomato plants regulate water, trigger heavy flowering, and successfully set large, firm, and incredibly sweet fruits. Additionally, they are packed with phosphorus, which works beneath the surface to support a massive, fibrous root development, along with essential amounts of calcium and magnesium that strengthen cell walls, prevent blossom end rot, and keep those beautiful leaves a rich, healthy, vibrant green. To unlock this natural superfertilizer, the preparation steps are incredibly straightforward and require nothing more than what you already have in your home kitchen. You want to start by choosing fully ripe, soft bananas, even those slightly bruised or totally blackened ones that you would normally think about throwing away. Take a kitchen knife and cut the bananas, skins and all, into very thin slices, which dramatically increases the surface area and helps the natural decomposition process happen much faster, releasing those trapped minerals more effectively. Next, place these thinly sliced bananas into a clean glass jar or a simple household bucket, and then add about 1 liter of fresh, unchlorinated water for every couple of bananas used. You want to let this mixture sit and soak overnight so that the essential sugars, potassium, and vital nutrients have ample time to fully dissolve into the liquid, creating a deeply concentrated, nutrient-dense brew. When you wake up the next morning, you will notice that the solution has turned a distinct, deep amber-brown color, which is the perfect visual sign that the nutrients from the bananas have been successfully released and dissolved into the water. At this point, you want to grab a clean piece of porous cloth or a fine mesh kitchen strainer to filter out all the remaining solid pulp, keeping only the clear, brown liquid. Filtering out the residue is a crucial step because the filtered solution will be much easier to use, ensuring it flows smoothly and will not cause any annoying clogging in your watering cans or agricultural spray equipment. Furthermore, filtering out the heavy organic residue helps keep your soil's root zone cleaner, reduces the unnecessary buildup of thick organic matter on the surface, and limits the growth of unwanted mold, thereby better protecting your delicate tomato plants or larger field crops from attracting pests. Once your clear liquid is ready, you can safely use this potent solution to care for your plants, whether you are managing a handful of backyard beds or large rows of crops. If you look at a young tomato plant that was planted just a week or two ago, you will know it is at a stage where it is actively developing its massive root system underneath the dark, damp earth. This early vegetative phase is the absolute right time to provide additional nutrients to give those roots a head start, but you must prepare the ground first. Before watering, you should use your fingers or a small hand trowel to gently loosen the soil all around the base of the tomato plant, making the earth more aerated and porous so the roots can absorb the rushing water and nutrients much more easily. An important note to always remember, whether you are watering a single pot on a balcony or a long trench in a commercial field, is that you should only water around the base of the plant, directly onto the soil, and never spray the liquid directly on the leaves. Keeping the foliage completely dry helps reduce the development of devastating fungal diseases, like blight, which love to breed on damp leaf surfaces in the warmth of the sun. For small-scale home gardeners, you can pour this undiluted mixture directly from a measuring cup, applying about 1 cup around the base of each young plant. For our medium-scale farmers, who need to cover an entire field cost-effectively, you can easily scale up this recipe by fermenting a large barrel of sliced bananas, filtering it through a large burlap sack, and diluting the concentrated liquid at a ratio of 1 part banana brew to 5 parts water, before running it through your irrigation lines or backpack sprayers. The best time to apply this natural nourishment is either in the cool, crisp hours of the early morning before the sun gets high, or in the peaceful late afternoon as the day begins to cool down, which prevents the water from evaporating too quickly and allows the soil to stay damp and receptive. You should repeat this simple watering routine once a week, allowing the natural potassium and phosphorus to steadily build up in the soil structure. But here is where it gets really interesting, because after about 20 consecutive days of this care, your tomato plants will begin to reward you by bursting into a sea of bright yellow flowers, and the very first clusters of tiny green fruit will appear. During this critical reproductive stage, the plant's demand for potassium skyrockets, and you can confidently continue using your homemade banana solution to water them at the exact same weekly frequency. Providing this steady boost helps the plant produce significantly more flowers, encourages the emerging fruits to develop much more evenly, guarantees a far better quality of harvest, and maintains a stable, robust vigor throughout the entire intense flowering and fruiting process. But what if you want to take your natural tomato care a step further, using another incredible household item that most people throw away without realizing what it can do? Let us talk about those leftover eggshells sitting in your kitchen waste bin, which are practically pure calcium carbonate and provide the ultimate companion to your banana fertilizer. While bananas take care of the potassium and phosphorus for sweetness and fruit abundance, eggshells solve the dreaded problem of blossom end rot, a frustrating condition where the bottom of your beautiful tomatoes turns black, leathery, and completely ruined. To prepare this household remedy, simply rinse your empty eggshells with water. Let them dry completely in the sun until they feel brittle and crisp, and then crush them into a fine, powdery dust using a kitchen blender or a simple rolling pin. For the home gardener and everyday household, you can sprinkle a generous handful of this fine white powder directly into the planting hole when you first set your tomatoes out, or scratch it gently into the top layer of soil around your existing plants, feeling the rough texture of the ground mix with the powdery calcium. For a farmer operating on a larger scale, you can accumulate these shells from local bakeries or restaurants, crush them en masse, and broadcast them across your entire field before turning the soil. When the natural acids in the soil slowly break down the crushed eggshells, they release a steady supply of calcium that strengthens the plant's cellular structure, making the stems sturdy enough to bear the weight of heavy fruit clusters. When you combine the deep root-building power of the banana water with the structural protection of the eggshell calcium, you create an unbeatable, completely free, two-part natural fertilizer system that rivals any commercial product on the market. As your tomato plants grow taller and heavier, under the weight of their own success, you will begin to notice the deep green color of their healthy leaves, the sweet, unmistakable scent of the foliage, and the satisfying sound of rich water soaking deeply into the dry, thirsty earth during your weekly feedings. There is a profound joy in knowing that you achieved a bumper crop of vibrant, nutrient-dense food without introducing a single drop of synthetic chemicals to your soil, or spending a single hard-earned dollar at a commercial store. You are protecting your family's health, saving substantial amounts of money, and working in perfect, beautiful harmony with nature's own recycling systems. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today, sitting down and sharing these simple, timeless secrets of the earth. If you found these practical household remedies helpful for your journey, please subscribe to the channel as a genuine way to support our growing global family, and do not hesitate to share your thoughts or your location in the comments section below. Whether you are watching this from a tiny high-rise apartment balcony, overlooking a crowded cityscape, a peaceful kitchen garden, or from the very middle of a vast, sweeping farming field, please know that this channel is a home built specifically for you. Keep nurturing your soil, enjoy the wonderful journey of watching your plants thrive, and make sure to come back because in our very next video, we are going to look at a shocking household